what will happen if we add uh, increment? We can also increment the loop value more than one. Like if we do like this, then what will happen? The loop will not count. So if we print document dot writ, write I, what will we get? It will come like 30, 35, 40 like this. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So we can increment by any value. Like I am incrementing by 5 value. So I can increment also by 10. So if I increment by 10, it will only give only few output, right? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So if we increment by 20, then how many output will get? So we'll only get 30, 50, 70 and 90, right? Because 100, when the next value is more than 100, that's why it will not become. So 30, 50, 70 and 90. Okay, so
Okay,
today
sir.
I will I will discuss about the uh, today I will explain the input and the event in WordPress. In earlier, I also you understand about how the output is coming. Now, if you think that you will take input, so you want to take like I am previously what we did like let x equal 4 and uh, let x is equal to 4. What we did in our previous class, we did some like this, right? So what I am repeating this, what we learned earlier. So we are defining two number in here, and we are adding, we are getting the sum, right? So now we will take the input from a input box. Input ID number one, number two, and we'll add a button. I know, uh, I know that you know the HTML, right? So you know this input from and button, right? Because all of you are know the
Yes,
HTML.
sir. We know about button tag.
So this is called the event that when we will do something, like when you will click on a button, then it will fire an JavaScript operation. So like on click, there are a lot of event. So firstly, I will run on click. On click, do the sum. So do the sum. This is a function. So I will learn before how we can call or write a function. Function do the sum. Okay. So we'll copy all the code and paste inside the function. So if we click on the button, what is happening? So before click on the button, this sum is not coming, right? Because the code is inside the function, and when we are click on the function is executing, and in the function we have let x is equal to 4, y is equal to 4, then we are getting the value, summation of the value inside this HTML tag. So now we are getting the sum only this predefined value, right? So so now we will take the value from the input box dot value. So we are adding 10. I'm getting a mistake. Okay, give me a minute. Sorry, I added the wrong ID, right? So this is number one. I added input one. That's why it's not working. So what is happening? So now when I am clicking on the button, so let's forget the sum first. So I am adding, let add the x, the first value to the in here, right? So I am adding 1 to 0 and click on the button, and this button is coming in here because the value of the input number one is 120, and this value I am printing inside this paragraph, right? That's why this value is coming inside this paragraph. So let do the same thing in here. That is number 3 or 2. Anyone I can write. So this is 123. This is 567. So we'll do the sum, right? So we'll add Z in here. So it is adding together, not the doing the sum, right? So it is actually doing the string merging together as they are considering this as a string, not as a integer or a number. So we have to overcome this by parts. We have to parse it. Integer. Okay. So now the x will be think as a integer value, or integer mean the number without a decimal. So what is mean by float and integer? Do you have any idea? So integer mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Float means 1.2, 2.3, 4.5, like this. So if we parse as an integer, Now 45 plus 23. So your makes a mini calculator, right? So what happened now? So if we add a decimal value and like 12, so it's not taking this decimal value in here because you parse it as a integer. You can change the uh, parsing by float. Float means that will take a number with decimal value. So now if we add the summation 44 plus 33, then it will come with the value, right? Let so are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
So you can do the same thing in here, like you can multiply. So if you multiply, it is 12, right? So you understand now the on click function today. So using on click, what you did get the value from two input box and then you do the operation. What you did sum and multiplication. You can do anything we can want. Now in the so using on click, how many thing you can do? You can do lots of things like so you can using the on click function you can also do some style change as well. Like if you think that so you will change the color of the paragraph. Okay. So what we'll do dot style dot background color equal green. So background color is also changed, right? So if you think that you will add some border, two px solid light blue. So border is added, right? So this is one event I showed you. If you check the WordPress documentation, we will get lots of event. So you want to think that when we will click on the button, okay, then the button will be hide by default. So let's do a work in here that when we click on the button, then the button will be hide. So take a ID of the button, btn, okay, btn dot display. Button is not there because when I click, so let's think when you change this value, then the button will come back again. So that is called on change method, on change event, on change, okay, on change, on change, get the button back, okay. Function, so getting the ID of the button and adding display block.
आपे लग्या होया
So did you check that I changed the value and button is back, right? I changed the value. So this changed the value, and when I click on the outside of the input box, then the change is effected, right? So we can change it on key up, on key up. That's mean when we write down something, okay, now it is interactive. So let's think that when we click on the mouse over, when you get mouse over in the button color will be changed to red. So what we'll do, it will add another event in here on mouse over change button color. So function change button color making the background color of the button green when we'll take mouse over the button. So change it to button. So when we'll mouse out from the button, then it will be again go back to the white color. So then what will it do? It will be another event on mouse out. So we can pass the color also as a function. We can pass the parameter from hash triple F green. Okay. So we'll use the same method. We'll pass the parameter color. So just assign it the color in here. Working? Okay, I think it's okay for today. So maybe you are enjoying this, right?